Well, hello everybody out there in Internet. This is Chris from HHNlegacy.com with another exciting episode of Topher's Log, and it's finally happened. We have our first official Halloween Horror Nights 29 house announcement, and it should come as no surprise to anybody out there. It is, of course, Stranger Things is returning to Halloween Horror Nights. Again, should come as no surprise to anybody. This thing was a juggernaut last year. It brought in a lot of money. It was a big get for them. The merch, all that stuff. There was no doubt, or there shouldn't have been no doubt in anybody's mind that this thing was coming back, and it's going to be here for a while. Who knows how long for a while? We'll get to that a little bit later. This announcement has sort of been a little bit of a thorn in my side to me over the last couple of weeks because I was sort of told that this was supposed to be announced a little while ago, and for whatever reason it got delayed. And we know from past experiences when things get delayed, things tend to get leaked, and this is no example. There are the Bigfoots again up above me. Go back and watch the last episode to figure out what that's all about. But when things get delayed, things get leaked, and this is no exception. Things were sort of leaked. Yesterday there was a big leak, and then today there was a big leak. During when Horror Nights was actually fucking around with people on Twitter, a publication actually leaked the house that it was coming back on, that the house was coming back. They leaked it onto the internet. So, why they do things like that, I don't know. The wind is really blustery outside right now today too, guys. This video is going to be very fun for me to edit, but, it is what it is. So Stranger Things coming back, seasons 2 and 3 inside the house. We talked, I believe it was the second Topher's Log, that one of the rumors out there was that the house was going to be a dual run house, which was seasons 2 and seasons 3. I knew that wasn't the case. I knew Stranger Things was coming back, and I knew that Stranger Things was going to be season 2 and 3, and that they were going to combine it into one house. I said this last year. While I enjoy Stranger Things, I was afraid that because the show, I don't really consider Stranger Things a horror show. It's got horror elements to it, but it's not the main prominent focus or feature. It's sci-fi horror, I think is more accurate to call it. But it's got, the main focus of the show is the drama that goes on between the characters. Much like The Walking Dead, of course. The Walking Dead, the zombies are kind of ancillary to, the character drama, the melodrama that's going on with those characters. I haven't watched The Walking Dead since season 3. I gave up on it a long fucking time ago, but sort of similar in nature. And I was afraid last year that what they would do is that they would take the one sort of horror element from Stranger Things, which was the Demogorgons, and sort of plug them into every sort of nook, cranny, and crevice of the house to capitalize on the horror element, because there really wasn't anything else there. Aesthetically, maybe obviously the Upside Down, but horror-wise, there really is not that much there in that first season. Season 2 has a little bit more horror elements to it, and a lot more creepy places that you can sort of explore, which, is the pumpkin patch there, the Bigfoots again, pumpkin patch, and then, the tunnel and the demi-dogs and stuff like that. But I wasn't a huge fan of the house last year. The house actually ended up at the bottom of towards the bottom of my house list last year. I obviously I'm in the minority, because a lot of the guests they loved that house. So like the highest guest satisfaction survey at the history of Halloween Horror Nights, people just love the house. And again, reason number 512 why Stranger Things should have been a no-brainer that it was coming back this year. Everybody should have known. I'm sure Universal paid a pretty good price to bring this show to the event, so they're going to get their money's worth. Damn, that wind is something fierce out there. I don't know what the hell's going on out there, but so highest guest satisfaction survey at the event. People loved it. It is what it is. I was not that big of a fan. I'm actually more, even though season 2 for me, I was not the biggest fan of season 2. I thought season 1 was the stronger season for the show. Season 2 just kind of got a little lost. Its focus got lost a little bit halfway through, and things just didn't kind of gel for me for the actual season. But like I said, a lot more horror elements, or more potential for horror elements to sort of play with inside the house. We obviously haven't seen season 3 yet, so I don't know what the plan is for that one. But I do like the idea of the Star Court. It does mention that we will be going into the Star Court. I would assume that the Star Court probably plays a pretty big role, like maybe like the end of season 1 with the school, things of that nature. Maybe it's that sort of finale battleground, as it were, for the season. Lots of potential for Upside Down in there. That wind, man, what is up with that wind? That is crazy. I don't know if you could hear that, on the lav mic, but man, that wind is crazy. It is what it is. Like I said, wasn't a huge fan of the house last year, but I have faith this year that some of the elements will be a little bit better because there are more options to play with, more aesthetic options to play with. The demi-dogs, I hope they don't do what they did with last year's house and throw the demi-dogs everywhere, in every little nook and cranny and hole that they could fit them in to scare people with. That would not make me happy, but because then it would just be a repeat of last year. I think what would save this year, though, is that they do have, because it is seasons 2 and season 3, more options to mix things up, as opposed to last year, where it was just kind of the same thing. It was a very bland house for me. That's kind of the line of thinking I had. It was just very bland, very repetitive. Not a whole lot of options for scares, and like I said, too many demigorgons just thrown everywhere, and I did not like that. So hopefully that they do a little bit more this time around. So no confirmation yet of where the house actually will be. But if I was a betting man, I'd probably venture to say that it'd be in the same location, which I believe last year was Soundstage 22. The line for it was in front of the Hollywood Bowl there, where Rip Ride Rocket is. You guys go to the event, you should know where that is. So I don't think that it would be moved anywhere. I think it would probably stay where it is. I don't see any reason why they would have any reason to move it, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. So yeah, the video is kind of cool. Pretty much the same video that we had last year, except instead of revealing the archway, it is the globe, and Hopper, the shadow silhouetted thing of Hopper is kind of in the cave, and he flips over, and then there's the globe, and then the spindly looking monster creature is there. So kind of similar to last year, a little bit shorter video. The last year's video was about a minute. This one's about 30 seconds. I love the use of the Stranger Things theme song for Halloween Horror Nights stuff. I think that it fits very well. Although this year we didn't get the Halloween Horror Nights name reveal in the Stranger Things logo. We just got the Stranger Things logo pop up at the end of the video. So yeah, so Stranger Things announcement season's officially in full swing. If they stick to what I'm being told, things will probably fly here pretty soon. There probably will not be that long of a break in between house announcements, if they stay on schedule, or at least I should say, if they stay on the schedule that I'm being told. Then things will. It's going to be a very interesting next five months or so. God, dogs and cats living together. It's going to be mass hysteria. So it is what it is. This is this week's episode of Topher's Log. So no Topher's Log on Sunday. Sometimes these house announcement videos will take place on the day, depending if I have the day off, or I will do them on Sundays, the normal Topher's Log day. It depends when I have the time. I had the time today, so you get a video today on announcement day. But no regularly scheduled Topher's Log this Sunday. I will return next Sunday for another episode of Topher's Log. But until then, guys, I will talk to you guys later.